Hello, everybody. Welcome back to another episode of Can Blue, a hockey podcast covering the Rangers and the Montreal Canadiens. I'm your host, Ben, on the Rangers side,
Brendan, Habs side.
and we had a great week of competition this week.
Yeah.
A little bit of Habs Rangers action. Somehow, spoiler alert, the Rangers end up on top.
At least we got a point out of
Yep.
it.
Much needed point.
But a game that we could have closed out for sure.
Yep. But there's a lot of other things going on in the NHL this week. So just to cover that really quick, starting with the smaller bit of news. I think it's very obvious it was time for a change, but Kevin Adams, the GM of the Sabres, is out, and Jarmo Kekalainen, who I think was the GM of the Blue Jackets at one point and maybe the Hurricanes at one point. He was involved in those administrations.
You just told me he
organizations.
served 8 years, and
Kevin Adams, that is, yes.
Yeah, they don't look like in a good state. The team.
You can't say they haven't drafted, like, picked the right players. Like they
have.
They pick the obvious players. It's just like actually when they're on the ice together, hasn't really produced anything, right? They haven't been to the playoffs. They haven't really changed anything in the organization. So it seems like a new GM change is welcome, and we'll see where that kind of ends up.
8 years is good enough. That's a pretty long tenure, actually.
And it just, Adams was kind of, every time he would get in front of the press, he'd say something even more stupid. I think he was the one that was like, "Oh, we have taxes in New York. We don't have palm trees." If you remember that quote from last year, because he was ripping on the Panthers.
I didn't know
guess.
he said that.
Yeah, I think that was him. It was dumb. Okay, so trade. Finally, we have Tristan Jarry traded to the Oilers
right after the Habs beat him.
Yes. For Stu Skinner and a couple other
Kulak and
Kulak. A pick maybe,
another guy. And a pick for sure.
The big thing is the goalie swap, and we've been saying this for a while now. Like Jarry, maybe he's a little better, like analytics wise, than Skinner. But whenever we play Jarry, and you face him like pretty frequently, nothing really scares me about his game. So maybe just a change of scenery will help these guys. And it's always just watch the glove on Jarry. I think Skinner has a lot that he could probably work on and get better at, but Jarry's big thing is like glove side high. You gotta just like teams take advantage of that. So any thoughts there?
Yeah, I feel like Stu is gonna, like, in the long term, if I were gonna bet on which goalie would do better, I think Skinner will be better off in the Penguins organization than Jarry and Edmonton.
It just seems like they're a team that's going to be rebuilding in the next couple years. So like it's probably more of a stopgap goaltender, and then he'll get moved along when his contract is up. That's what I think, at least.
But I do see, like, if Jarry is gonna do well, like, they're gonna go big with him. Like he's either gonna be the same or do really well. I can't see an in between there.
I just like, and you were kind of alluding to this before, but like the Oilers are bad this year, right? Like they've fallen off a cliff a little bit, and goaltending wasn't helping them. But does Jarry really move the needle for me? For me, it doesn't.
Yeah, it doesn't.
Their defense isn't like that. Anything that you would be impressed with in front of a slightly better goaltender. So we'll see where that goes.
Yeah, they traded away Kulak in this trade, and they got Stastny.
They picked up Spencer Stastny
from Nashville.
Which his last name's a big name, but what has he done?
I think it's spelled differently.
Is he not related? I thought he was.
Yeah.
Oh, well.
I thought it was an E. Like, this one is an EY, while Stastny is Y.
Interesting.
But yeah, let's see how it goes. But they're both pretty mid to me.
Yeah,
those goalies, mid to low level. So I don't expect much from either one of them.
I'd agree. All right, next big trade. Finally, Quinn Hughes traded from Vancouver Canucks to the highest bidder. I don't know any team that really could have matched or would want to match this haul back. Correct me if I'm wrong, but it was obviously Minnesota Wild. Zeev Buium, who, like, that's a guy, I don't know, when you're building a team, and maybe just because Wild think they're ready now, that's a guy that
I'd feel really happy to have that guy and rebuild. Like, he put up points in the NCAA, and he, I mean, it's only his first year too in the NHL, and he's putting up decent points.
He's won at every level too. Like, he won at Denver, he won in the U.S. National Development Team, and then
Yeah,
now
so like
here it
he has a
is.
winning spirit, and
Yeah.
like I think the guy, I like his personality too.
Me as well. I think it's interesting because like they also got rid of Marco Rossi. So like those are your two top four D men, right?
No, he's a center.
Okay, so
Rossi.
then who else? Liam Ogren, I think, is the other guy.
Yeah,
They got
Ogren
rid
is
of
the other
two. They got rid of
defenseman,
two
and then a
defensemen
pick.
and Marco Rossi. So the Marco Rossi thing, they've been kind of having contract disputes, where Rossi feels like he's owed more. The Wild are like, oh, we think we're going to give you this. They were like in discussion about his next contract, so that doesn't surprise me as much. Obviously, he's a little bit younger, and like you said, you're right. He's a center, so like
He's also
centers
an
are hard to come by.
undersized center,
Little
though.
undersized,
That's
but yeah, but he
why
has high potential.
he
No,
has high potential, but I think that's where he gets a lot of rap, which is like he's 5'9", and you wouldn't. That's not like your ideal size for a center. So
fair.
so I mean, I hope he proves them wrong because I think he is a good player.
But I mean, the Vancouver Canucks kind of make away. Like they get the top rookie prospect on the Wild in Zeev Buium. They get a
Solid
middle six
middle
center.
six guy, yeah.
They get, I think, another younger defenseman in Ogren, and then they get the first round pick. So I mean,
That's as good of a retooling move I could
it
ever
is a great
see.
It is. I mean, it's as far as they knew they were going to have to get rid of Quinn Hughes eventually, so
Yeah.
they maximized, I think, their value, what they got back. You know, we were talking a little bit earlier about the trade deadline and how all these big free agents that would have normally gone to trade deadline are kind of extending already, and they're taking those 8-year deals. It's gonna be packages like this that'll pry those guys away, and if more players are unhappy where they're at, like that, it's going to be mid-season trades like this more so than big trade deadline acquisitions.
Yeah.
I love trade deadline day and like the days leading up to it because there's all this like rumor mill going around, but it seems like it's going to be more of these types of things going forward.
Yeah, I mean, it's gonna be interesting to see if Hughes resigns. You know, I'm a little cynical when it comes to these things because, like, I don't know. I've seen it done to us where we make a big trade and they don't resign. So I don't know. I'd be interested to see. Maybe it's a short-term deal they play out. It's like, hey, like
That would make sense to
take
me.
3-4 years here,
Yeah.
and let's see if we can make a run with the current squad.
Yeah. That would make sense to me. I think they do that, and also came out that like what the Devils trade package was going to be. But it just came down to one Wild offer was better, so there's that.
Yeah.
And
It's hard to match that.
ultimately they
It's
had
so
that
hard to match that.
control. So like the Canucks had the control to kind of send him where. But two, the Fitzgerald, GM of the Devils, couldn't clear out enough cap space to bring in Quinn Hughes. So when you talk about, okay, everyone's thinking he wants to go play with his brothers, whatever, like, is that on the Devils? And if it is, like, who and how do they get rid of people? Because the whole thing with the Devils is they have all these guys with no movement, no trade clauses that made it impossible to bring him in now. Maybe that changes substantially in the offseason, but I kind of see it as, I like what you just said. He takes another, like, kind of 2 to 3 year deal.
Just like McDavid.
Line it up with his brother, Jack Hughes's contract ending, and then they both could decide where they go next. And,
Right.
like, me, again, I'm kind of hoping it's Detroit. It's where I think they're from the Michigan area. Sucks for the Atlantic Division, but that is something that I could see happening.
The Hughes brothers and then now the Hudson brothers because
Oh, yeah.
apparently Quinn Hudson got recalled for
Quinn or Cole?
So there's
There's
4.
There's 4? Oh, my God.
So there's Cole in Washington. There's
Yeah.
Quinn in Edmonton, and he's a
Oh, my
winger.
gosh. Oh, my
5'11", good size.
Okay.
Pretty much almost a point per game in the AHL. So
Hudson bros.
he got
coming
called up. He got called up.
You gotta have
after-
the Hudson connection in
I
Montreal.
That would be sick. That would be
Wow.
sick. Like, yeah, it'd be interesting to see.
That would
Like,
be
the
cool.
Hudsons are so another class of brothers of just stellar hockey players. So it'd be interesting to see where they go in their
Yeah.
career.
So, I mean, I like talking about this Quinn Hughes thing because there were so many teams that were supposedly in. The
Rangers?
Rangers were supposedly in. It was the package was something like Lafreniere, Schneider, Perreault, and a first, which is a lot. But you think
Dude,
about what is that
I don't know if I would do that
Right.
actually.
as a Ranger or as a
Ranger
Vancouver?
fan.
Well, I mean, listen, they didn't do it. They didn't want to get rid of probably one or all of those guys at once. The thing that like the
But
big
like Fox does what Quinn already does.
yeah, but
technically.
think about having both of them.
Yeah, I
would-
mean,
like you would
it's
have
like-
two. They wouldn't play on the same line. I don't think that. They
Well,
would
yeah,
like
yeah.
so you'd have Fox, Gavrikov, Quinn Hughes, anyone else like I said Gavrikov, Borgen, Soucy.
Quinn's
any of those
minutes
guys.
though are like I saw his averages because he's on my
Yeah,
fantasy
but that
team.
was on Vancouver.
It's like 28, 30 minutes.
because he
That's
was on
insane.
Vancouver.
Yeah,
when he's on a
that's-
team with actual other players.
yeah.
That said, I wouldn't fully I'm not
Wait,
out
so,
on
but you would have been okay?
Lafreniere. No, so because like this is where it comes. That I think the Rangers are desperately looking for like a big shift in the core as much as they can. That obviously was clear last year when they got rid of a bunch of key guys. They brought in JT Miller to be the culture setter. They can't really get rid of certain guys right now. It seems
Mika.
like they might make or let Panarin walk if he doesn't take a pay cut. So, like, that'll open up a lot of space. Mika, they can't get rid of until he says, all right, I'm ready to be moved. So, like, the problem there is if you go through with what I just said with those 3 or 4 guys, then you have your young guy, which I don't want to give up on Lafreniere yet. Yeah, he's not going to be the generational guy, but, like, he's still putting up points this year. When he plays with Zibanejad and Panarin, their line buzzes. Schneider, I don't really, like, whatever. Keep him, trade him. It's kind of like I think he's fine in the second pairing right now, or first pairing even with Fox out, but he's not a do not trade at any means necessary. Perreault, another thing, like how many we could prospect Hug so much. It's great that he is our top prospect, but he hasn't done it yet. So like the potential of Perreault is great, but bringing in Quinn Hughes, I don't know. It's tough. I would hate it. I would hate it because it would probably.
Well, just sign him in the offseason if possible.
Yeah. I mean, maybe. We don't have to give up anything. But it would suck to give up those guys and a first round pick when like you're so clearly kind of lost and don't have a path forward right now.
Right.
So I'm okay with them not doing it. It would be really interesting to see if you could just like go far with 2 of the top defensemen in the league though. You know, like if you had Fox and Hughes on the same team, like that'd be an interesting like thing.
Yeah,
I don't know. I don't remember the last time.
That's a
2
rare
of the top
occurrence.
5.
Yeah, exactly. That's like you don't see that often.
Right. So, okay. The next thing, little bit Habs related because Phil Deneau. We talked about this last week, so it's a good shout. He reportedly wants out of the
LA.
Kings.
Yeah.
And obviously the Habs. I think the Hurricanes are in on them, and maybe 1 or 2 other teams.
Jersey, I think.
Yeah.
They're looking for a player for player type situation from what I heard. I mean, I'm down.
You wanted him back.
If it's, I just don't think it should be like someone like Doc or Newhook.
I just don't know why you're. First Newhook's like done, right?
Well, he's out until February, March.
Yeah.
Like he's not done for the season.
But then, like, why do you still care about Doc? Like, I get it, what he could be, but
morale-wise, I think he's there for the boys.
Is
Deneau
not? I mean,
no, he is, but like part of the old guard. Like he knew obviously Koff and Suze, but and Galley.
Yeah.
But other than that, like everyone is new, so it's I mean, I would welcome it because we complain about center depth. He's good enough, better than Veleno. Even though Veleno had a good goal last game in Edmonton, or against Edmonton, it's I mean, I'd be down. It's just like, would I trade Doc? Probably not. But like, I would be a little hurt if Doc was moved because we've invested so much time to him. Like, I think I've waited long enough to see some fruit to bear with Doc. That's why. Like, I don't want to give up on him just yet. Like, maybe one more injury and that, like, I'm okay. Like, but
that's tough because he's the type of player so far that has been getting injured.
Yeah, and it's like, and this one was not even. It was like his foot from like a block shot.
How it goes though. With these injury-prone players.
Yeah, I mean, it'd be interesting to see if we even propose a trade to LA or, in the first place, because Bergevin, maybe he has something against the Habs.
Could.
So
a little bad blood there.
Well, maybe bad blood. So maybe he'll avoid the Habs in the first place, but we'll see.
Okay, I know there's some team-specific movements, but let's talk about those when they happen within the week. What we'll do is I'll talk about the 2 games that are not the Habs game. You'll talk about the 3 games that are not the Rangers game,
Yeah.
and then we'll finish with the showdown that went to overtime.
Yeah.
And I'm happy about it.
Yeah. Yeah.
Well, and I ought to be, because going into the Rangers week, up until this point, they played 3 games. They're playing currently against who are they playing against? They are live against not the Ducks. They freaking lost the Canucks. The Canucks. There we go.
There you go.
The Canucks, and apparently they're down 1-0 already, so that's great.
Buium?
No, Vander Kane. Good for him.
But Buium did get his
Oh my
first
God.
goal. Like,
He
pretty
did.
Much
He
immediately.
did. And Quinn Hughes did too, actually.
And Quinn,
they
both
scored
did,
on
yeah,
their
they
first
both
games.
did.
That's huge. So first game, gonna be quick. We lost 3-0 to the Blackhawks of all teams. You'd like to go in. I think they have the same or similar amount of points to us, just on the Western Conference. So you think like this is a winnable game. It's in Chicago.
Wow, they're not tanking anymore.
No. I mean, they're Spencer Knight is one of the best goalies in the league this year. Bedard is up there in points. I think he's top 5 still in points, but and they have those young guys like Nazar and
Levshinov and Bertuzzi's putting up points
Yeah, he
on the Bedard line as
He is.
well.
So the big thing to take away here, obviously they didn't score any goals. They're like horrible in their Centennial jerseys. It was a Centennial night. I think they did win in them against the Habs, but that was maybe their first one. So no goals, not a lot to talk about besides like, all right, this is just like, it sucks. You come off a good momentum vibe week before against good teams. You play kind of a mid team and you can't get anything done. The first goal I want to talk about is a shorthanded goal against. With Fox being out, we've stayed, and Sullivan has stayed with the 5 forward group, switching Cooley or Lafreniere based on who's playing better, but it's consistently one of those 2, Panarin, Trocheck, Zibanejad, and Miller. And I'm pretty sure it's 0 for 22 with 2 shorthanded goals against. So like, what I get, you want to ride out the storm a little bit, get them the chemistry, but at this point, I know there's no one to really man the power play. They tried it with Morrow, it didn't work. But like, something's got to change. It's like you're letting up goals. You're literally it's impossible for you to score. It's a key in your face. Like, oh my God, these guys get the power plays. They make the right plays 5-on-5, and then it just kills their momentum because they can't do anything. So that's a big takeaway for me. A couple days later, they played the Habs. We'll get back to that. Then, day or two after that, they played the Ducks. Monday.
Okay.
They played the Ducks, and this was a big thing because Kreider, Trouba coming back to the Garden,
back for the first time.
Yeah, and you have all these other.
This is at the Garden.
Yes, you have all these other former Rangers like Strome and Vetrano and like the.
That's true. I mean, that's true.
There's guys there.
Literally, the Rangers just traded everyone to the Ducks like over time. Yeah.
So Kreider gets a big ovation. Like does a lap. Everyone's
did he cry?
No, I didn't cry.
Not you, Kreider.
Oh no, I think he was giving the whole like.
Yeah.
I'm sure it was very emotional for him. Trouba got a slightly less one, but it makes sense. He was only there for a couple. He was there for way less years.
He was the captain.
Yeah, but way less years.
He was the captain.
The captaincy for Trouba was like.
It should have been. It should have been Kreider anyway.
Yeah. Kreider was born and bred there. It's tough to see like the coming up photos of him where he like puts on the jersey and then he plays in the first playoff after they won at BC, and it's just I never really wanted to ever see him in different colors, so it sucks to see him in the orange and white that the Ducks are wearing. But so the big thing going into this game is like right before puck drop, I see that Zibanejad is scratched, and immediately I'm like, siren, like what is going on here? What? For like huge emotional night, totally understand from Kreider's point of view, but the whole thing is like Kreider and Zibanejad were like 2 lovers on this team. Like they were inseparable. I swear to God, this is like maybe it's a fan fiction theory, but like they were inseparable, and people thought they were potentially like in a relationship. Like that's
really
yes. Yeah.
That's how far it went.
They each have like wives, and I think at least Zibanejad has a kid, but like it was like super big bromance. So it's such a weird, funny, odd thing that the big emotional day Kreider comes back, Zibanejad's just like, oh yeah, not playing.
I missed the meeting.
Yeah. Sullivan's excuse was he missed a meeting and like he feels horrible, but we're holding him accountable and he's missing the game. I'm just like, really? In that game too?
Yeah, I mean, Kreider was pretty chill about it. Like, he didn't
do anything. It's
he
just
didn't do
like it's
anything. He
interesting.
didn't say anything.
And maybe it's just a coincidence, but it's so weird. It's just a weird thing.
Yeah,
that
I don't know.
you
Mika's a
think-
weird guy.
Yeah, what's your problem with it?
I don't know. I think he's a weird guy. He doesn't really stand out in personality wise to me, like either as a leader or as like
He's very soft spoken, I would say.
okay.
So like doesn't speak up that much. I mean,
Mm.
He's
I
been
guess
playing better this
I
year,
guess I
but-
would have expected better. I mean,
Yeah.
he's like kind of a vet in the league.
Yeah.
Not like a veteran like Crosby. He's still young enough to put up points and stuff. But
Mhm.
I don't know. I would like leadership, and this is just like I don't know if like Brendan Gallagher didn't like suit up because he was
Yeah, but
playing
that-
against someone
The
else.
problem is Gallagher is such like a heart and soul, like grittier guy, and he
I guess
like
like
Zibanejad-
personality's different,
yeah,
but
it's
like
very different.
he's not like rambunctious like PK or something. You know,
He's
like
a little.
eh,
Gallagher, he's a little. He's gotten suspended.
Yeah, for what?
I
don't even.
I
It's
feel like
not for a dirty hit because he
Nah,
can't hit.
I feel like he's done.
Maybe
he plays more on the edge than Zibanejad. That's for sure.
okay. Yeah.
Yeah.
The play style was
Yeah,
different,
yeah.
but regardless, I don't know. I felt like I expected better from him. He's an assistant captain.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
I don't know.
there you
Just
go.
missing a meeting. I know
And that could have just been an excuse for
that-
something.
Well,
but
yeah, but that was also that like it's so weird because you hear that going on with like the New York Giants rookie Abdul Carter. He missed a couple meetings and he kept getting benched for like a quarter or like a couple drives, and now it's just like bleeding over to the Rangers. I'm like, but this guy's like your staple,
right.
been in your top 6 for the last however many years. Like it's just weird, not a good look by any means, and we definitely could have used him because we lose 4-1. Given that the Ducks used to be horrible, it's hard for me to like get over the fact that they're now like the best team in the Pacific, I think.
Yeah,
but
they got multiple point per game guys.
yeah, they do, and young guys too.
And young.
They're tough. We stuck with them through I think 2 periods, 1-1, and then it was just clear like the stall. We couldn't beat the stall, and it sucks. Like you have that guy's not a good like a great goaltender. He's good, but he's not like he's same thing like average, maybe a little above average, and you just don't have that top end scoring. It's the same thing every week. Like you need someone to come in and score and take over a game or do something like that. So losing those two, little tough, and now being down 1-0 to the Canucks, not good. On to you, and then we'll go to.
Yeah.
our
So
matchup.
I mean, our first game was.
Oh
like-
wait, one more thing. Sorry.
Yeah.
One more thing. So Zibanejad's out. Rempe's back in. Rempe's in the lineup, baby.
Wow,
Let's go.
That's that's noteworthy.
He said he broke his thumb in multiple places, not fighting.
From doing what
no.
then?
From fighting, but
Oh,
but
from
now
fighting.
he can't fight for a little bit. So like he can still get in the middle, but like doesn't want to. I mean, his thumb's still.
It's his
probably
right hand
pretty
though.
messed
That's a
up.
pretty big
Yeah.
important hand.
Yeah.
If he punches a lot with his right.
Yeah. And I don't know, randomly like Scott Morrow is in or out of the lineup. Vakanainen's in when he's out, and we kind of have a little bit of a hole, I'd say, at our 6th defenseman
Yeah.
spot. Okay, that's it though. Now I'm done.
So a lot of our movements throughout the week came after this game, which is the Tampa game. Either it was Monday or Tuesday last week, and we just get like utterly destroyed. A very discouraging game, up and down the whole game. So much in fact that we had Dobish in for 3 goals and then Monty in for 3 additional goals. So that was
That's
not great.
classic. That,
It was
that-
6-1.
mean,
I forget who scored, but it was so unnoteworthy. It was just like whatever.
makes sense that
And I believe we were in Montreal, so that that's more insult to the wound.
Mhm.
And you kind of hope they put in more energy to basically a rival now because we lost to them in the Stanley Cup Finals. And they were also not playing Vasilevsky. They're not as strong as they were, but when we played them, Hedman wasn't in. They had this guy, this Quebec guy, I forgot his name, but I'm sure you saw the hit on Gallagher. Like he just like went into he nudged him while going down. He
Mhm.
like Gallagher just like face planted to the boards.
Oh,
no, he's not injured, but like it was just like
It's
an
not good.
embarrassing
Yeah,
hit.
yeah.
And he got a goal this game, and like I'm like, who are these people on Tampa? Like I kept seeing
Dude,
names I
they're
just didn't know.
they're tied for first in your division with only one more point than you. So
It's the
you're
Cooper
right there.
system.
Yeah, it is. It
It's the
totally is.
Cooper. I don't know what the
They
system
get
is,
these
but
random guys, and all of a sudden they're like unstoppable.
yeah,
It's so annoying.
it's like
And then they're
insane.
and half their good players are out, like you said. It's
Yeah.
like, ugh.
And like Braden Point scores his like third or fourth of the year. I'm like, all right, Braden Point, the 40 goal scorer.
Yeah.
Like, and he's only putting up 3-4 goals, and this was his
Mm.
fourth. Like, we have more guys that like half our team scored more than 4 goals.
Mm.
So, anyway, it was just not a good game. They switched Dobish and they put Monty. Monty didn't perform any better. There was that goal from the shot from the point. I forgot the defenseman name. Another no name, or not no name, but like a guy that you don't really think about.
Darren Radish.
Yeah, I think it was Radish. Yeah, it was definitely Radish. He just shot it and like he doesn't even read the play. I'm not gonna complain too much about Monty because like
He's feeling it now.
he's feeling it, and he's in other places now.
Yeah. Better places, some might say, for him.
So yeah, 6-1 we lose. Trying to erase that from the memory. So immediately after this game, we make moves. Okay, we get Adam Engstrom called up, D-man, and Owen Beck, and but certainly not least, Fowler, Jacob Fowler coming up.
Now you have a three-headed
Like
goalie
20
monster.
minutes after the game ended, and I'm
Yeah.
like, oh,
Yeah.
this is for real.
Yeah,
Like this is
yikes.
serious. Like management is pissed.
Yeah.
And well, I mean, obviously, a lot of Habs fans are like kind of mixed. Like I was excited, but also concerned, and I think that was like the main, like a big thing I saw amongst Habs fans. Like, oh, is it too early for a start? Like, oh, he's being thrown into the fire. Like,
gotta
is
see
that
what
a
you
good
have,
idea?
though.
Yeah,
Yeah,
you got to
it's-
see what you have. And I'm sure this was said so many times because I saw it on Instagram and on the news constantly, especially after the win against Pittsburgh. But yeah, Fowler starts in Pittsburgh, and this, the stats are other goalies that's made their first NHL start against Pittsburgh includes Ken Dryden, Patrick Waugh, Carey Price,
Yeah.
and all 3 of them won their debut.
Good company.
Good company, and then Jacob Fowler wins his debut once more following the good company.
Wow.
And now I don't want to be.
That's a good.
I'm not like most Habs fans. I'm excited. I'm for sure excited. I think Fowler.
How did he look in the game?
He looked
Comfortable.
very comfortable, super calm.
It's like a pretty bad Penguins team.
He knows what.
right?
No, but like they were 14-7-7 when we played them. That's a good record.
It's better than us.
And he faced 36 shots.
Yeah.
Saving 34. So
Okay.
it's. I mean, that's like amazing.
Yeah.
Like we were shorthanded a lot, and like there was even a 5-on-3.
Mhm.
Like he shut it down. Like I think if there was someone else in there, we would have lost this game. Like because he made some key saves in the right moments, but it's not flashy, not super flashy like a Carey Price flashy yet. But it's exactly what we needed from a goalie to get those saves and to be that person when the defense kind of maybe screws up a bit, but makes that by par save like the save that should be saved.
Yeah. Yep.
So he did exactly that. He looked amazing. 4-2 win. It was almost a shutout. Like it was like 3-0. We were up 3-0, but then 3-1 and then 4-1 or 3-2. Similar story with the Rangers, except the Rangers actually went the other way where they actually tied it. So it's we're going up in leads, except for the occasional blowout by Colorado or Tampa, and then we saw all of a sudden slip. We let things slip, and either we give them a couple like we did here in the Pens, or we let them tie like against the Rangers game, which we'll talk about. So. Great. Fowler gets his first win. He actually starts against the Rangers 3 days later at the Garden. But on the Sunday game for the back-to-back against Edmonton at the Bell Center, we have Dobish starting. Just the overall great performance by the PK because I believe Edmonton is like third in the league for their power play,
Okay.
and
Would make sense, I think.
they were like 1 for 6 or 7. I didn't want to say it. I didn't want to say it. Anyway,
Ah,
or I think they were. I don't know. We shut the door. And Dobish showed that he is a good backup for now. And he has these games where he could shut it down really well. But can he go back to back and get a full course load? I don't think so yet.
mhm.
But it could lead to that. But for now, like, he is really, really good. As like, someone to not overload. Because he had a lot of break in between.
Yeah.
Like, I guess basically a week since he last started. So yeah, 4-1 win, pretty definitive win at that against I guess a mediocre Edmonton Oilers team, but like McDavid supposedly putting up before this game, putting up 15 points in 5 games. So like he's
Yeah.
been carrying the squad. And
He'll
we
have
shut
those
him out.
runs,
We
yeah.
should he didn't score. I think Zach Hyman scored. But yeah, we shut him down. We shut him down pretty well. And between like each game, it was either Strubal's in over Jack-Eye. Adam Engstrom has been over Jack-Eye for the past couple games. Not sure of the move there, but like we have a bit of a D-man glut. It's a good problem to have, but I do see a potential trade happening there.
Yeah.
I mean, we got Reinbacher, we got Engstrom now, Jack-Eye and Struble. All 4 of those are fighting for the last spot. Because when Goalie comes back, all 4 of them basically go.
Yeah.
So you have to. Well, Engstrom maybe has more time in the AHL to develop, but like Jack-Eye and Struble are like NHLers at this point in time.
Yep.
So
That is a good thing to have because you could use those. I'm sure other teams are looking for defensemen.
yeah,
So-
and Struble is solid. It's just that, and he's he's still a young guy. But we just have too many, and I think Jack-Eye's utility is just a bit higher than Struble. Like Jack-Eye's been really good defensively speaking. The Flyers are playing, so hopefully that was actually a good goal.
Yeah.
But yeah, so and Jack-Eye has like just kind of like the fight utility and like the intimidation factor utility, and he's a fan favorite. So like I don't see him being traded, to be honest. Like people would be really upset if Jack-Eye got traded. So I logically I look to Struble and leaving Engstrom in the AHL because he's good. I think he is almost NHL ready, if not already. But I don't want to move him yet over Struble or Jack-Eye. Because you can't. They're NHLers. So pretty great win by Dobish, and encouraging one at the Bell Center. And we kind of redeem ourselves over the last loss in Edmonton where we felt screwed over by the refs.
Yeah,
that was a
contentious one.
That was really contentious, and it was good to get just a really nice clean win for the week because actually 2 clean wins. I would say the Pittsburgh one was a clean win, and the one against Edmonton was too. And I don't know. It's just another steady week. We're above
You're in there,
500.
yeah.
We're in it. We're in a playoff spot.
You're in the mix. You're a point out from being top in your division, which
Yeah.
is all you can really ask for. And if you look at it, like, you have 32 games played, so everyone above you in your division has one more game played.
Right.
So you're right
Also,
there.
Lane Hudson has been so good. Like, it's so crazy how like he's just like not even talked about anymore. Just like it's just like
He
it's
has
Lane.
over 20 assists.
It's just Lane.
Yeah.
The past 3 games, 3 multi-point games, 2 assists for each game. Like it's
pretty nasty.
like he's just doing his thing. No sophomore slump.
Yeah.
And also Slav being on the second line is so good. That line is probably one of my favorites now, just because I don't know. Slav brings like the physicality, and I think that secures Kapanen a lot, and frees up space for Demi to do his thing. Um, Baldock on the first is still pretty solid. He scored against the
Mhm.
Rangers, and he does put up points when he, makes the right moves. He could have a bit more grit to him, but it's hard to kind of. That's where Slav becomes valuable because it's kind of hard to replace the size and
Yeah.
like the body he has, and he's also extremely smart, Slav. So it's he does make some good plays. It's sometimes his passes are bad, but him on a second is amazing. I wouldn't move him
Mhm.
unless some other injuries happen. And Texier, great pickup. This guy is
Dude, it's
so
crazy.
money.
Like, you were so worried about him
He's money
because
though.
of the
I
Blues.
like him better. Like I like him better than Vanilleno for sure. And that's like
Has he been
that's
third
a
or
cold
fourth on?
take. He's fourth. He played on the second a couple times, but he's been on the fourth
Mm.
mostly. But
Okay.
he came in with a key goal against Edmonton, just off a snipe, so good. I think that was he opened up the scoring actually.
It's interesting because you remember him on Columbus, I think, right? Like, he was a Columbus
Yeah,
guy for a little bit, and
Columbus
then I think this must have been his first
first
year
stint
or two or
in
stint,
in
and
St.
yeah,
Louis.
and it
Yeah,
just wasn't working. That whole team was on the verge of collapsing. It's so weird. Like,
yeah.
it seems like every like half season, the Blues are like just bottom of the league.
He did say he feels at home in Montreal, so
Is he from here?
he's
Texier?
just French, and
Oh yeah, he's
he's like
French,
full
like
French,
from France.
and
Not
like his
yeah.
mom is visiting, and she's also full French, so it's like there's a comfortability there.
That's good.
So that it's
It's funny that
translating to his
he's like got to be
positivity,
one of the first or only
like French,
fully
French.
just French. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. It is.
Interesting.
Funnily enough, it is rare to
Yeah.
like it's just all Canada, and very rarely
Mhm.
there's no you don't think about a France team
No,
for
not
hockey,
really.
you know.
Okay, let's get into the game of the week
Rangers,
for us. Yeah.
Habs
So
at the Garden.
what I'll like, feel free to talk about the goals that the Habs scored, and I can talk about the goals that the Rangers scored. But I just want to say, opening up, Rangers felt like they were dominating. Like, they had the first 5 or 6 shots, and again, we're playing Fowler,
Yeah,
so the fact that he kind of shut the door on those first 5 when the Rangers are coming out buzzing at home, which,
and Madison Square Garden is not a
well,
easy place to
this
start.
year it is.
Yeah, I
but
bet
but
it's
yes,
changing a bit.
yes,
But he's also his second game.
no, it's true. It was definitely seemed like he hung in there. I didn't think many, or maybe one of the goals was a little weaker, but what happens is Rangers are, which is great that we're leading in shots, but then literally the
The
first
first
shot
shot
on
on
net.
net, I think Suze is in the corner,
Mhm.
and Baldock just comes out in front of Shesty and
Like
gets
like slithers in,
slithers in
kind
and
of just like
gets a pass and yeah.
like on the move. It was the perfectly timed play where like Suzuki kind of looks up, just throws it in front, and as it's like like going through 2 defenders, Bolduc just comes out of nowhere and just
Now,
like
how do you not
deflects
put that guy on Team Canada?
it. Bolduc?
No, no,
Okay, I was gonna say.
Suze.
Yeah, it's true.
Like,
27 assists.
I'm pretty sure he's like
He's got to be on
when
it.
is the announcement happening? Because like
I
he's
think
got to be
probably
on
New
it.
Year's around.
He's got to be on
Yeah,
it.
I bet Winter Classic they'll announce.
Like he's the most steady guy, and he's on an Ironman streak of like almost 500 games.
Yeah.
And he's carried a crappy Habs team for 4 or 5 years.
Yeah.
Like, how do you? I don't understand. It doesn't.
Yep.
But anyway, yeah.
So
So
then-
Baldy gets the first.
Then I think maybe Rangers get one more shot, so it's 6 shots to 1, 1-0 Habs. Then
And
on
then-
the second shot on goal,
Jack Eyes at the point,
Yeah.
kind of just tosses it in.
what was great, and the Rangers broadcast showed this. Like, Habs did a good job of just like kind of cycling and passing around. Jack Eye gets the puck pretty much like straight on at the point, but then it's
Yeah.
moving to the left.
To the left, yeah.
And you just see like 3 to 5 players directly in the way of Shesterkin and Jack Eye, like in between.
Yeah.
And he finds that lane that's just like, you can't really blame Shesterkin for that. It's like that's so much traffic to see through. It's a little bit like Rangers, like clear the path a little bit or get in front of the shot to block it, because otherwise, like if Jack Eye has a hole there, he's gonna
Yeah.
go for it. So tough one to like
He
start.
that's his first of the year. So
Yeah.
yeah, he
From Carrier and Texier.
yeah. Tex, yeah, by the way, just scored for against Philly.
Oh,
so,
let's go.
yeah,
Nice.
The guy is good.
The guy's on it. Okay, so 2-0. You start to think as a Rangers fan, like, here we go again. We're in our Centennial jerseys. We're at home. We can't win. We're playing like a decent Canadians team.
Yeah.
Like, we're just, this doesn't seem like it's going to go our way. And it
And
just,
soon after,
insult to injury. Here comes Jevons.
Jevons, I mean, I don't know. Was it a turnover in your zone? And then he just, like, pops it in?
It was like Rangers had the puck, I think, on the half wall. They were battling for it. And then the Canadians kind of double team the winger. They get it down low to the center or someone.
He brought it in.
What happened was, like, I think Vakanainen pinches to go get that guy, but that opens up the slot a little bit. And then the other defenseman wasn't covering. So it was a little bit of an odd man situation. And Evans just, like, gets it kind of right in the slot in the circle. And then
top corner, left corner. So 3-0.
Yeah.
At the first. Like, similar lead to the Pittsburgh game.
With under 4 minutes to go.
With under 4 minutes. Under 4 minutes to go in the first.
Rangers do a great job. They've been doing this a lot. They are skating hard through the middle of the ice and drawing penalties. The problem there is what I said earlier. Their top unit of their top skilled guys cannot score on the power play. They just can't. And they are letting up shorthanded goals. So the top unit gets probably a minute 15 of the power play. Second unit comes on, which is for the most part a combination of like Connor Sherry, Brodzinski, Cooley, Noah Laba, and like Gavrikov, let's say, or one of the defensemen. And Cooley makes a good hard move to the net. Laba follows it up, gets a couple whacks at it, beats Fowler.
Like pretty up close. Though.
Yeah, up close.
So another problem is the up close stuff. We don't clear the net.
Yeah. We do have the odd man advantage there, so like it's understandable, but it was
so we don't clear the net.
You got to clear it.
We don't have a defenseman like Savard
out.
Last year was on the PK, and he's such a great guy to have because like he's a big presence that knows how to clear front of big guy in front like. So we don't have that this year, and I would say we trade for something like that, but I know it's rare. But anyway,
so that is 3-1. You think okay, and maybe you have some momentum now. There's just about a minute left in the period. You capitalize on that power play. Similar thing now. Great transition move by the high-skilled players for the Rangers. They are driving. Panarin is kind of on the outside of one of, I forget who, was it Evans or Anderson? One of the guys took a, basically.
It was Dobson that took the penalty.
Dobson, okay, Dobson.
Yeah.
So Dobson and Panarin are race for it. Panarin kind of has the edge, is driving towards the net. Dobson reaches around, and I think this is probably a little bit of Panarin knowing where he's at on the ice, and he's like, if I start shooting now and he grabs me, it's going to be in the shooting motion, automatic penalty shot. So I know you were saying that shouldn't have been a penalty shot. I think it was a pretty clear one. Honestly, if they went to the power play, they very probably would not have scored because it's been that bad. So I'm glad they got the penalty shot. It was pretty nice snipe from
I
Panarin.
mean, it's just a simple shot.
It's also like that's
Blocker
a
side.
tough one for a rookie goaltender.
Yeah, it's like second game. You're up against Panarin.
Just like a blatant breakaway.
And you don't want to and it's a goal. It's not like a shootout where it's like this is going to be a goal if I let this in.
Yeah,
it's
high stakes. It's end of the period. So Panarin kind of goes wide.
I knew there.
Slow.
I'm like, all right.
Yeah.
I felt
cuts to the middle, snipes it. Post in.
Yeah, when it became 3-2 and I seen that, I'm like, I started to lose a little hope. Like, I know we're up, but like this is exactly what happens when we crumble. We crumble so fast, like quick succession. Just like we let up. And then I felt
3-2.
hopeful though after the fourth goal by Josh Anderson, but then you guys just keep climbing back up.
Was the Anderson
4-2?
Yeah, but what was the Anderson? Was that the one in the slot? I felt like there were two. Anderson and Evans both were kind of just like slot goals.
Yeah.
And I don't know if that says like at least one of them was probably Vakanainen's fault. The other one like maybe it was just a poor zone handle. Like I haven't seen that much this year from the Rangers, which has been great, but for this game, like definitely the thing that has been killing the Rangers the last couple of years is speed. When you play against an opposition that has a lot of speed, they kind of just crumble. And I think you guys are, since you're younger and have the legs for it, you kind of just we're working it around, and then you get those slot opportunities. But yeah,
That's why we pass so much, to try to get those
true.
opportunities.
It's true.
Yeah.
But then, so the Anderson goal happens. It's 4-2. Pretty lot of game left. Pretty much halfway through the game, Cooley, the Rangers are cycling in
overall,
their zone.
We're not putting up much shots. We're just like
Correct.
we're getting like a high,
Yeah.
pretty percentage of goals.
Well, I mean, you
so
scored
it's like
2-on-2 in the
it's like,
beginning.
it's on
so,
Chesty
yeah.
or the defense. Because later on, like we die off like after this
Yeah.
fourth goal, like and don't put up.
I don't
much.
know what it was because like 2 shots, 2 goals on Shesterkin, like that does not happen
Yeah.
ever. So like maybe he just had an off start and then he kind of locked it down, but also the Rangers defensive system was maybe had an off start and then started blocking
Right.
and forcing shots to miss the net because you guys finished with 17 shots.
Yeah.
4 goals on 17 shots is a great shooting percentage.
Yeah.
But Rangers ended up having 29 shots. So the next goal they had came from behind. Honestly, it was like Cooley had it underneath the goal line, threw it up towards the net as Fowler was sliding over, and it must have hit one of the defenders or something, and then just went in. It's kind of like a knowledgeable play of like, let's throw it when there's traffic in front. You never know what happens. Happens
Yeah.
more than you think. I feel like every other game I see something like that happens.
Yeah, not a
gotta get
clean
it to the
one, but
net.
like that. I mean, that's you need those honestly to come back. Like you just toss it in,
Yeah.
and that's what we need to do more. Honestly, just shoot it instead of finding the perfect
So,
pass.
That is also this one, the one before, and this next goal, JT Miller.
JT Miller. Yeah.
Again, we're possessing in the zone. We're getting these shots. All of a sudden, there's a shot on net. Miller kind of similar to what Bolduc does, like slithers, squeaks through, and all of a sudden has the puck in a prime chance and just slides it through Fowler's legs.
Yeah.
That is for me, that's like a veteran forward move against a rookie goaltender. Like it looked like Fowler like looked up and was like, because he like clearly
Yeah,
just got beat. But that's another thing. You're looking at what you said, the net front presence. That's a goal right in the net front. The one with Cooley, like there's chaos going around in the net front.
People are
kinda goes
exploiting
off.
it. The teams are exploiting. Like they
Mhm.
know, and I've described this before. Like they just know it's easy to get in front, like and take advantage of us like that.
Well, so like that begs the question, because like you mentioned Savard, like that's their big guy. Like besides Jackeye, Savard was your big guy in front of
Yeah.
the net. Jackie's your other, like who else? Engstrom and Jackeye are your 2 biggest?
No, like
Like, I
Engstrom
don't-
is more of
Dobson-
a
Dobson
speedy
isn't,
guy.
right?
Dobson, I mean, he's on the PK,
Hudson's
but
definitely not.
yeah, it's no one really. It's like Struble should be the guy to help out there, but he isn't. In the past, we've had Savard. We've had Weber. Like,
yeah.
like
Huge,
Weber for
huge.
the finals, and like for 2020, 2021.
You need a
like,
beast like that. I
yeah,
feel
you
like.
need a
Rangers don't
guy
have
like
that either, though. To be fair, like
Yeah, I mean, but like there's still like I mean, unless you have the same problem where you let in goals in
I
front.
think the system is a little bit better this year, so that
Yeah.
they've been exploiting and not doing that. But
Maybe Chesty's rebound control is better
Yeah.
as well.
I'd say so.
And
Definitely
ours,
better than Monty.
ours. Yeah, I mean, yeah.
Monty, you mentioned.
Yeah, but like, yeah. So yeah, as of today, as of Tuesday, December 16th, we got Monty going down to the AHL Laval for conditioning.
Yeah, which I said you could do. If you remember when
I didn't know we could do that.
we talked
honestly.
about this early on, like, oh, when Fowler comes up, what do? You can't put your guy on the waiver wire because someone's gonna take him for nothing. So Fowler can kind of go up and down with however many starts it.
But why
it
can
is,
Monty
but
do it? Because
he's been scratched.
Oh, because he's been scratched.
Because there's a healthy scratch, and if you sit him for a little bit, I think there's some clause where you can send a guy down when you anticipate him to not play. You can give him that conditioning.
Okay, cool.
It allows players to kind of like feel out.
Why
like,
can't we do that for all waiver players?
I think
It's just
No.
goalies?
You can do it for other. You can do it for other players. You can do it for skater
Huh.
players, but it's just like You probably can't do it frequently. I could look into the rule actually, maybe for next time. But
Yeah, so he
there's
goes
some
down
rule.
though.
Yeah,
which I did not see coming. I thought we were gonna do a
you
three-headed
can't
monster.
do the 3. It's too
It's
much.
it's too much, and yeah, like how it was going, it was pretty much going to be Dobish Fowler until Fowler proved otherwise
Yeah.
that he needs more time in the AHL. So it was going to be Dobish Fowler until one of them messed up.
Yeah.
for them to say, all right, Fowler, go back down, or Monty, you're back in. Like
Yeah.
so.
Well, yeah. So I do think
Di-
just to wrap up our game,
Yeah,
goes to overtime.
4-4.
I'm
Yeah.
thrilled because the Rangers came back from a 3-0 deficit. They haven't done
You know what's
multi-goal
weird is I
deficits
was
very
thrilled
much.
too, though,
Just to get a point,
because
right?
because
In
I
this
knew
crazy division
I knew
conference.
losing that lead. It's like, okay, this is like
Hold.
just hold,
Yeah,
please,
hold
just
on.
hold.
So again, Rangers draw a penalty. They take it. It's JT Miller again. Slap shot, kind of one timer.
Was it Evans that took the penalty?
Wait a minute.
I think it was. Yeah,
So
tough game, even though he
I
scored.
like the goals that I saw let in from Fowler. None of them were like oof, like really should have had that one. But it was definitely like seemed like a little bit of a raw goaltender. Like I don't know. The JT Miller
Green.
shot, hard
He's
shot,
still green.
hard one timer, but like it wasn't like it didn't squeak through a little crack. It was just like maybe the anticipation wasn't there quite yet for Fowler. The one that went under his legs again, maybe just a little bit like quickness and understanding.
Yeah,
The
poke
one
check,
from
maybe.
behind, like the Rangers just did what you should do on a rookie goaltender, which is just drive the net, get shots to the net, everything on net, because like when the game is played at that speed, they're probably not used to it.
And well, we didn't put up enough shots. Again, like the other thing that annoys me is just I don't know what's going on in terms of I'm sure Marty's saying it, but like why aren't they just shooting more?
Yeah.
Like they're always looking for the perfect pass, even on the power
Sounds
play.
like the young Rangers. Sounds like the old David Quinn Rangers. It was
We were
always
doing
like
this last year,
looking for
though.
it. Yeah, but it's such a way of a play style. Like
Yeah.
think about it. It's like changing your.
But that's why our
mentality.
shooting percentage is really good, because there are times where we get great chances and we're capitalizing from these passes. So like our shooting percentage, like in the grand scheme and 32 games we played, is like one of the best in the league. It's like it's insane. Like, but it's not sustainable. And also maybe be higher if we put up more shots. And our goals against is one of the worst in the league.
Well, yeah.
It's the second worst, second or third worst.
Getting yourself a big defensive defenseman hopefully
is the priority.
Is huge.
Yeah.
Hopefully Fowler kind of settles some things down. Fowler Dobish tandem will settle some things down. I don't think there's any, I mean, unless
defensive
Fowler,
system needs to keep
I just don't, like,
evolving.
What do you do with Monty? It's like, what if Fowler like doesn't super stand
I don't
out?
know, man.
You just
That's
bring
a
him
tough
back
one.
and then Fowler back down, and you're like, all right, he's got some more seasoning to do, and we just got to ride with these two guys so we don't lose them.
Yeah, it's a
Probably.
complicated,
Kinda
because like if it goes well for Fowler, then you're gonna have to trade Monty.
Yeah.
Like if
Which is fine.
Yeah,
Like, then you know. But the problem is, so many times you do this, you get kind of like a so-so out of Fowler. Like he has some games where
exactly.
it's like, great.
But
you're
what is
beating
the sample
Penguins.
size? Yeah, it's like what
I
is the
think he
sample
gets
size for
20
Fowler?
games or maybe a little less before you
10 to
have
15.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's
Actually, no, maybe he's on his ELC,
yeah.
so I think he can go up and down
Yeah, no, he can't go. He could go
as
up
much
and
as
down.
possible, right?
Yeah,
So
we got a little flexibility.
yeah, that's good.
For the coming week, before Christmas is like Monty's gonna play a couple games and probably come back
In the
up.
AHL, yeah.
Yeah.
But so right now, Dobish is in though, I think, right, against the Flyers.
Not sure, actually. I'm
Yeah,
not sure.
Yeah.
So maybe they'll do 50-50, maybe do 60-40 Dobish with Fowler there. But I was actually surprised when Fowler did a back-to-back. Not back-to-back, but like he went
2 games in a row.
Pittsburgh Rangers. Like
Yeah.
it just shows like I don't know. Maybe there's a lot of trust that the team and Marty have in Fowler just because of his demeanor.
I think you also reward a guy if he played such a good lights out game, or it seems to be lights out, then you might as well give him that extra shot. I do think great, we beat you guys. It was awesome. We didn't do a bet this time, but we lose to the Blackhawks and the Ducks. We're, not making up any ground by having a losing record in the week.
You
So
win
1 and 2.
one, lose two, yeah.
Or we're losing in overtime, so we don't get that extra point. We're slipping in the standings. It's getting to the point of, all right, there's a, by the time New Year's comes around, Winter Classic, if we're not like within a point of wild card, I just don't really see it happening.
Yeah, it's true. Like
Unless
even
it
though
stays this close, but I don't know.
Yeah, I was devastated after the Tampa loss, but like basically
It's still there.
getting 5 points.
Yeah.
Like we played 4 games this week and getting 5 points out of them. Like
5 of 8. You'd rather. I mean, it's better than 50-50, so
Yeah.
it's probably good. You take it.
It's pretty
but
solid,
You
yeah.
probably want 6
yeah,
if you're ideal.
ideally.
Yeah.
But 5 is pretty good.
Yeah.
Where we were last season, at this time, you just flip the wins and losses, and
Oh, really?
that's where we were.
Oh.
And that's bottom.
That's
bottom.
that's growing though.
Yeah, it's growing.
That's progress.
That's growth. But
All
other
right.
than that, let's see how it goes. When does the Christmas break start? Do they even have a Christmas
They have like
break?
3 or 4 days off, and there might be some more trades. It's a big like. There's a holiday freeze where you can't do any transactions. So some players and teams like to do business before that to
Right.
just like get it done.
So
so
let's see if
it's
Phil Deneau comes
probably-
back.
Yeah, it's probably Eve, Christmas, and then day after, and then there might be some games, and then Rangers are in the Winter Classic against
Oh,
the
yes.
Panthers. So
Oh, nice.
yeah,
That should be an interesting
hopefully
one.
they win because the Panthers are not good this year.
Is Kachuk back yet? No.
Not yet. Not yet.
Is he going to
so
be back for the
I
Olympics?
hope so.
Yeah, I mean, he was supposed to be out long term, right?
We'll see. All right. That's our episode. So thank you so much for watching, and we'll be back next week, I believe,
Before
next
Christmas,
Sunday
yeah.
before Christmas.
Thanks, guys.
Great.